Fasten your chin strap and put your pads on. Get a grip on the bat, here comes a fastball. We ain't going one and done, we're here to last long. This the top of the standards, get ready to blast off. Alright, let's do this. Hut hut! Every Sunday afternoon, big sports fanatics coming out your speakers like a piston running with magic. Game time status good to go is automatic. Ready for the blowouts and the instant classics. Calling all the teachers, all the fathers and the mothers. Calling all the kids, all the sisters and the brothers. Dynamic high schoolers in the game like no other preseason. Game 7s, hey, y'all know we got it covered. From the finals to the Super Bowl to the World Series to the Stanley Cup final. Over here we spit it clearly. Andrew, Hale and Jotham Israel coming with the hottest topics. Hey, you know what's up with sports. People wanting it, we got it. Yeah, get in the game. It's the top of the standards, man. Get in the game. It's the top of the standards. Yo, get in the game. It's the top of the standards, man. Get in the game. It's the top of the standards. Come on. Get in the game. It's the top of the standards, man. Get in the game. It's the top of the standards. Yo, get in the game. It's the top of the standards, man. Get in the game. It's the top of the standards. Come on.
Yeah, top of the standards. That's what it's about, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, season 2 is here, baby. Yes, Jotham Israel and Andrew Hale, we're back and better than ever. Yes, we got a ton of sports to talk about, as always. And yes, I can rap. I produced the song, I wrote the lyrics, and I rapped it. That is my voice. Yes, you guys better believe it. But before we get started with the opening episode of season 2,
okay, Drew, we got a lot of sports to talk about, buddy. And I think I want to start with college football because the rankings came out last Tuesday, and I'm heated. I am heated for BYU. I am heated.
Hey, not even just BYU. What about Cincinnati? I mean, sure, BYU's 14, but I still think both those teams should be maybe a little bit higher.
Yeah, I mean, BYU should definitely be higher. There's no way that Georgia... Why is Georgia in the top 10, bro? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I think it's just that SEC. It's the SEC bias. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, the SEC is so sexy. And it's just like, bro, what? Why the SEC gets so much love? They literally have 4 teams in playoff contention, literally. And I'm just sitting here just like, are you serious? This is I know the SEC is usually the best conference in the college football. But dude, come on, bro. Texas A&M at 5, bro. I'm not saying they're terrible, but they're not that like good. No, dude, they can still get in the playoff without a conference championship. That's what blows my mind.
That is a little bit weird. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't really heard much from Texas A&M. I feel like they've been off the radar.
Oh yeah, I mean, their only loss was to Alabama, which, who hasn't lost to Alabama this year, but still, I mean, yeah, they had that one big win against Florida, which is the only reason they're relevant right now. I mean, I know I called that upset, but I didn't think that, it'll have them ranked higher than Florida. I did not think that NCAA was going to go that direction.
I didn't either. I mean, they've done some very questionable and interesting things in the past. I'm assuming this year the trend will continue.
Yeah, and top 3, it's usually very set in stone, but I think I might have to expand that to top 4 since I'm not used to seeing Notre Dame being undefeated this late in the season. I mean, yeah, sure, they got very lucky and bailed out by Clemson not having Trevor Lawrence in that double overtime victory at Notre Dame with fans rushing the field during a pandemic, which was half hype, half uh-oh. But, dude, Notre Dame, look, I think Notre Dame can be for real. I think, their offense has shown that they can be consistent enough. I had questions about Ian Book, and he's answered most of them.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I haven't been the biggest Notre Dame fan. I mean, I never really believed in them, but I mean, if you beat Clemson, that's still Clemson with or without Trevor Lawrence. That's you still have to go up against their defense. Their offense for the most part is the same. So they definitely beat a pretty talented team. So I think they may be for real. We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see for the playoff.
I mean, what DJ Uiagalelei did was just not, it wasn't pedestrian. He definitely had himself a night. But the thing is, Ian Book dropped 40 on a Clemson defense. That's what threw me off that night. Yeah, he scored 2 touchdowns in overtime, and he did fumble at the goal line. But yeah, I mean, the offense was very efficient against Clemson, and maybe that is exactly why they are sitting right there at number 2. Notre Dame is.
Yeah. Again, I'm impressed. I have never been a big Notre Dame believer, but again, they beat a pretty talented team, and I mean, I guess we'll have to wait to see how well they perform in a bigger game. I don't know how much bigger you can get than Clemson at home, but there are playoff implications on the line.
How about Clemson in the ACC championship game? Because that's definitely going to happen this year, since Notre Dame is magically in the ACC this year.
Yeah, it is. That's kind of weird to say. I mean, it's to see them in a conference championship game. That's weird. It's 2020. There's so many weird things that have happened.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have gotten inserted to the Big Ten, but the ACC. Hey, what I wanted at the beginning of the season was a Miami Notre Dame ACC championship, because I just wanted to see the salt from one of those two fan bases in the championship game, because I know that rivalry is just. My econ teacher is a Miami fan. I already know the smoke is real. No smoke detectors allowed, bro. And I really wanted to see that, but I mean, I can still see it if Clemson chokes another one, but they're not gonna. Yeah, Clemson's not gonna.
No.
And they have the tiebreaker over Miami. Oh no, that's not gonna happen. So we're Clemson, Notre Dame for a spot in the college football playoff. That's the way I see it. That is the way I see it. I am not taking one-loss, non-conference champion Clemson over undefeated power Group of 5 conference champion. Cincinnati. I am not taking Clemson over Cincinnati if Clemson does not win the ACC.
I agree. I mean, I don't think a team with one loss should go in over an undefeated team, no matter what conference it's in. Like UCF the other year. Like UCF, I don't get why people were like, oh, they aren't national championships. You don't know how difficult it is to go undefeated and not lose a game in like 40-something games. Because no matter what conference you're in, this is college football. We've seen the craziest upsets. We've seen the craziest things happen. And, like, again, going undefeated it should be rewarded, and it is so impressive because you don't see it that often.
Yeah, I mean, at least they got a New Year's Six bowl, but then again, that was a New Year's Six bowl game against an Auburn team that was a really, really good football team. Believe they was one game away from going to the college football playoff, but they lost in the SEC championship to Georgia, which landed them in Atlanta for the Peach Bowl, and then they got beat by UCF. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. UCF, everyone was sleeping on them. The national championships, give them their title, the national champions. It's only right.
Yeah, but you know who people aren't sleeping on anymore? Well, this was as of last week, but yesterday it all got shut down. Northwestern.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm telling you, Michigan State is only good against top 15 ranked teams that are not named Indiana.
Yeah, I want a walking proof of that this Saturday again, bro. I need it. I would be so hyped.
You want to hear the craziest stat that is no one would have ever thought would be real? So there are only 2 teams plus Michigan State that have beat multiple top 15 teams. Those teams are Alabama and Georgia. Add Michigan State to that list. That is weird.
Oh my gosh, that almost doesn't sound. I mean, this season, the outlook of those programs is so different from Michigan State right now. It's a Grand Canyon.
It's crazy. And Michigan, with Harbaugh, they have only beaten top 15 teams twice. Mel Tucker's done it in a year.
Oh my gosh! See, Mel Tucker is greater than Jim Harbaugh
already. 100%.
Already,
dude. To be honest, though, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with the program. I mean, it's not that easy to beat two top 15 teams. I mean, both of those teams not like in Alabama or Clemson, but Northwestern was undefeated up until that point, and I mean, now thinking about it, Michigan that win probably wasn't against a real top 15 team.
Yeah. I mean, look, Michigan is just sucked. They've been having that Matt Patricia type season. Like this is just. And we'll get to him later. Okay.
I'm excited,
but yeah, dude. Look, the way the college football playoff maps out in my eyes: Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State if they play another football game, and then Cincinnati. That is the way that I see it. I do not think that they will have two SEC teams in the college football playoff over Cincinnati. Just no, it cannot happen this year because Cincinnati would be undefeated. Yeah, they got 2 games against Tulsa, so we'll have to talk about that later. But, dude, if Cincinnati beats Tulsa twice and wins the conference championship undefeated, they got to be in. There's no explanation. There's no excuse why Cincinnati shouldn't be in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
I 100% agree. I think in every college football playoff there should be an outlier. No, I don't think there should be 2 teams in the same conference. I think it doesn't give a fair chance to the other conferences. I mean, we've seen it in the past, sure, but like it was really cool when Washington was able to get in. That was awesome. I'm trying to see Cincinnati in there. If Cincinnati loses, I think BYU should be in. But if one of those, if like Clemson loses, then I could see a double up on conferences happening. But until that point, if that happens, I would like to see an outlier conference get in.
Yeah, only thing about that is the NCAA and the College Football Playoff Committee said, I think we'll take an Oklahoma team that blew a 21-point lead to Kansas State and lost at Ames, Iowa for the first time in 60 years over an undefeated BYU team that blows everybody out that they see on their schedule. Okay, we'll just do that. We'll say Indiana is better than BYU, which isn't all that terrible. Well, we'll say Iowa State, who lost to Arkansas State earlier this year, is better than BYU. We'll say that Georgia, who has lost to Alabama and Florida already, two losses in the top 10. That's ridiculous. I'm just heated, bro. I'm sorry. I am absolutely heated. But we got to talk about the upcoming games because obviously rivalry week didn't feel the same, but next week feels like it really does feel like a big week. Because if all goes well, then we'll have Clemson at Virginia Tech, which could easily be a trap game. But the way Virginia Tech has been playing this season, I don't see Clemson losing that game.
I would hope not. But if it happens, it's 2020. That's going to be my excuse for any upset or any craziness that happens. It's 2020.
Are you serious? Is this year just an excuse for you?
It is. I mean, it should be for everyone. I mean, we've been stuck in the house all this time, and because of that, we brought you top of the standings. So be grateful, listeners.
This definitely did help out a lot. That definitely was a driving force. But I think the game of the week definitely has to be. If this game is not the 6:30 ABC game, I'm going to cry. Texas A&M and Auburn. That is a shoo-in for under the lights content right there.
I feel like both teams are pretty even. I mean, we saw the score in the Auburn game yesterday, but yeah. I think this would be better than like an Auburn-Alabama matchup because I think these two teams are pretty even for the most part. It should be exciting, like you said. I don't know what I'm expecting. For all I know, it could be a blowout, but I think these teams are pretty evenly matched, and I think it could go down to the wire.
Yeah, I mean, who wins though? Because Auburn's offensive line has been banged up, but I don't know. I wasn't too convinced by Texas A&M against LSU last night. That was not the most convincing college football playoff eye-opening performance against an LSU team that that's all I need to say. I know they have 3-4 losses, but who hasn't beat LSU at this point? It's crazy how bad they are after. I mean,
I guess that proves how much the quarterback means to a team. But I don't know. I mean, LSU isn't good, so I mean, I think everyone should expect Texas A&M to beat them that bad.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick Texas A&M in this one. I mean, yeah, I mean Auburn's offensive line. I don't know if Texas A&M. I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to handle Texas A&M's front seven.
It's unfortunate because every year everyone's anticipating a great big Auburn team, but they always seem to disappoint, unfortunately. So
yeah, it's sad to see, man. It really is. But you know, Kyle Trask is going to win the Heisman. So yeah, I that's all I need to say with Florida and Tennessee.
Hey, I think you're probably right. I mean, look at the rate he's throwing touchdowns. This is crazy. This is insane. I mean, how many does he have? Last time I checked, it was 31.
Yeah, he's been going crazy. I gotta look at the stats, but yeah, he's been going crazy. Kyle Trask, I mean, passing on Felipe Franks, Florida just pulled a mini Patrick Mahomes for real, like a miniature Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs type situation. I mean, Felipe Franks wasn't terrible. Kyle Trask is great. He's great.
It's crazy. I mean, who expected that? I mean, Felipe Franks, he was good. I remember watching some of his games. He's good, and it's crazy how that works. I mean, you're a backup one day, and then now you're a Heisman. That's crazy.
Yeah, awesome 2015 Ohio State type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then I also want to talk about Alabama LSU, which is a game that we could have had a long time ago. But, you know, COVID happened, postponed it about a month later. Still don't think LSU is going to win.
I think we all know who's going to win this one. I really do. I think we all know. I don't think it should be a surprise whatsoever.
Yeah, it's this. I mean, the game last year was an instant classic. This year, even though it's at LSU, yeah, it's not looking too good, Chief. Especially with that Alabama offense. That usually we talk about Alabama's defense, but their offense, their freaking offense, even without Jalen Waddle, is still clicking on all cylinders, man.
I think this is the best offense they've had in a while. Every single person on that team can perform at a high, impressive rate.
I mean, oh my goodness, it's insane how they just consistently churn out great offensive talent year after year after year. People want to say this school is QBU, this school is RBU, this school is wide receiver U. Alabama might just be offense U as a whole.
No, that Alabama's college football. Let's be honest.
Alabama's college football, huh? Wow, dude. Yeah, but you know, college football's been crazy. I really do anticipate those conference championships. I really, really will have a fun time with those conference championships, man.
Yeah, I think we might get some really, really cool and interesting matchups.
Yeah, definitely. I think there have been some good matchups in the NFL too over these past few weeks. We've gotten some really, 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 really good games.
And some really, really, really bad ones too.
Yeah, it's been a mixture, dude. It's been, I mean, we get the Bills, Cardinals, Hail Murray, I should say.
I'm not surprised that happened, dude. I was like, I've seen this story before. I know what, because right when he rolled out and he got space, I was like, this is not good. D-Hop in the end zone. Oh no. I was hoping it did. For the sake of Lions fans across the country, as cool and awesome as that Hail Mary was, I was like, not again.
Oh, yeah, Richard Rodgers definitely did break your hearts.
Oh, yeah, Richard Rodgers. Now he's on, I think, the Eagles, so.
Okay, but yeah, you're right, man. We've had some good ones and we have some bad ones. I am still shook by that Saints-Bucks Sunday Night Football game. Yeah. That was so terrible.
It's weird. The Bucks have had some questionable losses and some good wins. It's really weird to see, like, are they good or are they mediocre? Because obviously they're not bad. They've had bad losses, but they're not bad. But they've also had some very impressive wins, like against the Green Bay. Like, that was a great performance by them. And then they get blown out by the Saints, who I still don't. I'm still not a believer in the Saints. I'm not.
Really?
I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't either, because it's like, let me see what you do in the divisional round, in the conference championship, because the Saints, they've had those years where they were that team. They were the team, and then they just lost.
Yeah, and now Drew Brees has like 100 broken ribs, like a deflated lung. Like, what is going on? His entire body is cracked.
I don't know how he was still inching to play against the 49ers after that hit. 11 broken ribs, 11 fractures in your ribs, and a collapsed lung does not. I mean, it didn't even look that bad. It didn't even look. When you look at that replay, he walked off the field like hands on his hips, just like, and then he was waiting on the sideline, helmet on his head. I'm like, oh, okay, but they take him out for precaution. It did not look like that bad of an injury. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I mean, now hearing what happened, how is that possible? I mean, he's an old QB too. That's not good. That is not good. I would not want to have multiple broken ribs in my 40s.
Oh gosh, dude, that's game over. That's that game over type stuff, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just nasty. But dude, I really want to talk about these standings real quick, because the Cleveland Browns, even without Odell, have jumped the Baltimore Ravens.
It's awesome. It's beautiful to see. I was 1 year too early last year when I predicted them going to the playoffs, but they're going to the playoffs this year. It's crazy. It seems like they perform better without Odell. It's really weird, but they definitely have performed better. I mean, they won a few games before he tore his ACL, but the few games before he did it and the game that he did tear his ACL, they were not looking good. After, they've looked very, very good. I don't think it's him. I think they probably know they need to step up with, I guess, less offensive threats at the wide receiver. But, I mean, hey, Kareem Hunt's still doing his thing. I mean, Chubb's still doing his thing. I mean, Jarvis Landry's still doing his thing. Everyone's still doing their thing, and they're playing at a very high level right now. 7-3. You love to see it.
Yeah, they literally have the same record as the Titans, the Colts, and the Bills. That is something that I just love seeing all these historically bad franchises doing good for once. So good.
Except for one.
Yeah, I know. I saw that subtle stealth roast coming. I was just like, well, except for the guy.
I'm used to it. They've almost been bad for a century. I don't know or care to know when they're gonna do better. I mean, I'm watching my Lions every Sunday regardless. Bad or good. I mean, at this point, it's not ever gonna look good.
At least you don't have to see Matt Patricia in Honolulu Blue anymore.
Yeah, or Bob Quinn. I mean, gross. I mean, how I'm gonna go on a rant real quick. It has to be said. How do you fire Jim Caldwell, who went 9-7 in his last 2 years, to Matt Patricia, who has lost already more games than Jim Caldwell did in his entire tenure as a Lions coach? Matt Patricia has already surpassed the amount of losses that Jim Caldwell has had in his entire Lions coaching. Like, how is that possible? How do you let a coach go on that long, showing absolutely no potential in a even mediocre team? Lions were bad with Matt Patricia. It needed to be done. I'm glad it done. It got done. It got done a year too late. If they did it last year, the Lions would still have a ton of good players. Now they're completely rebuilding like the rest of the Detroit teams. It's sad to see. I don't know when we'll see a good Lions team. Probably never. But when we do, you'll know I'll be watching as usual.
Yeah, it's got to come within the next decade or so, man. 'Cause, I mean, with all these draft picks, you gotta hit on at least one, man. I mean, it's looking bad. I just don't know. This is below mediocre. This is just,
At this point, I mean, tank for Trevor Lawrence. I mean, maybe Justin Fields too. I mean, a lot of people are saying maybe they should move on from Stafford and just completely rebuild. I wouldn't be opposed to that. It would be very sad and disheartening. But if that is what has to be done to have a good team in Detroit, I'm here for it.
yeah, and obviously there's none but love for Matthew Stafford if that does happen, because Matthew Stafford has endured all that torture since 2009, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's definitely the best quarterback in Lions history, 100%.
Over Jory Harrington? No, I'm just playing. But
Yeah, I would think so.
John Chitna,
Dead Orlovsky.
outside Don Orlovsky.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that'd just be. I'm here for it. I really, even though I'm a self-proclaimed Bears fan, I really would love to see the Lions win. Just
Thank you.
win.
Thank you.
My God, I'm sick and tired of just watching the Lions just lose. I'm tired of that. But speaking of the NFC, you know, the race has really dimmed down in recent weeks because the AFC is quietly taking over. But the NFC, you know, it's getting a bit weird. The Washington football team, the no names.
I like their team. I like their team, and they're going to be the football team for a while too. So,
Gotta go Hogs, right?
Dude, I remember in like episode 2, we were talking about the name change, and we are like, "Will this stand?" I guarantee both of us did not think this name would stand going into next year. That is insane, but nonetheless, I think they're a good team. I think they really are. I think they made the correct move with putting in Alex Smith. He has been very good. I mean, he, in all honesty, should have beat the Lions. I mean, they came back from 21-0. I mean, they look good. I mean, sure, they've almost beat the Lions, and then they beat the Bengals without Joe Burrow for a few quarters, and then they go on to Dallas and, you know, absolutely destroy them. Just like, bro, the Texas. I mean, the two historic Thanksgiving teams get absolutely destroyed on Thanksgiving. This is awesome. But yeah, the football team, I think they're good. I would love to see them in the playoffs. I think Alex Smith in the playoffs would be awesome. I think they made the correct move with putting him as QB1.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Washington would be the one team in the NFC East to beat a team like the Seahawks. I think that I could easily see that happening. You know, I mean, Seattle, they've been getting games at NFC East teams in the playoffs. They've had that one year at the Cowboys where they lost. Mm-hmm. Last year they beat the Eagles. Washington's up next. Washington has got to be next. So that should be very exciting. But hey, we don't even know who's going to win the NFC West yet. So let's put that on hold. Because anybody, it's open division at this point. I think the Cardinals lost it just a little bit with that loss to the Seahawks, which is unfortunate. And the Bears somehow are only one game behind them for that last playoff spot.
Oh my gosh!
Oh god!
Do you, in all honesty, do you want to see your team in the playoffs? I want to know. You do. Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, I would think he would want to see his team in the playoffs, but they have performed they've performed in the form of a roller coaster. That's what they've done. They've decided to go up. They started going up, and then now they might be starting to go up. I mean, hey, they have an undefeated QB at the helm, right?
Oh my god! Bring up that stat. It is so disgraceful to Ben Roethlisberger, who is a real winning quarterback. Oh my god!
What are you talking about? Mitchell Trubisky is a real NFL winning quarterback, man.
I'm a winning NFL quarterback. I'm 0-0, baby. But in all seriousness, I'm glad Mitchell Trubisky is back under center for now, because we need some mobility. With the offensive line just being banged up and not being able to protect the statue in the pocket, we we need some mobility for us to, get like 10 extra yards, maybe get an extra first down or two to give our defense more time to ball out and, get the energy, harness the bear down defense or whatever.
I do think you needed a change of scenery, though. I mean, Nick Foles, he was good when he started, but then he really, really started to decline in performance. So I think maybe they should just switch out QBs every 3 weeks and see what happens.
Prescription for QBs. That's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah.
All right, Drew, let's make some Week 12 picks. Some weird Week 12 picks. This one's to be easy. Raiders, Falcons. I'm taking the Raiders. Not even close.
Not even close. Wow. Just getting to it. I would think you would be right here. I'm gonna agree. I think the Raiders are a good team. They've definitely ran into some bad luck with the teams they played, but I think they are a good team.
Yes, they are very good football. Very good football team. Only team in the NFL that can say they have really given the Chiefs heart attacks twice.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Twice.
Exactly.
Beat them once. Should have beat them twice. But if the Raiders would have beat the Chiefs again, I just would have been on your head. I would have been on your head, dude.
Never bet against Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's lost once this year. I still haven't bet against him. I don't think anyone should, because that dude can win, and he can pull wins out of his pocket just like that.
I'll bet against him 4 times in the playoffs this year.
And then watch him win the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, I really do want payback for what you did to me last year. I really do.
I don't want to. I honestly would rather see some of these. Like, I want to see the Titans in the Super Bowl. I'd rather see teams like that. But if the Chiefs manage to get there again, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs have been tortured for the majority of the 2000s. So, had some bad playoff losses. Worst in my mind was that Titans one. So it was good to exhaust.
I don't know, that Patriots overtime was tough too. They were this close, but it worked for the greatest. That was probably their greatest loss of all time. That really I think propelled them to a Super Bowl win. But nonetheless, let's continue. I digress.
Okay, that's fair. But speaking of hungry. The Bills are hungry after what happened in Glendale, Arizona, bro. They get the sneaky good Chargers. I think the Bills will win this, but it should be close.
Yeah, I think I would definitely have to agree. I mean, the Chargers, they should have at least 5 wins in my book. I think they should have won at least 5 of those very tough, close games. But I think the Bills are better. I think they are. Again, a good team. There are a lot of good teams this year.
Yeah. This should be a playoff preview next year. Okay?
I won't be mad at it.
Playoff preview. Chargers, Bills, okay?
Yeah.
Book it.
All right. Top of the standings. Clip it right here. This will go into like a compilation of the best and worst predictions on top of the standings. Ooh, that's a good video idea. Stay tuned.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Speaking of good ideas, I guess the Giants were good for sticking with Daniel Jones, because if they beat the Bengals, then they're tied for... Well, no, they'll take the NFC East lead because they actually swept the Washington football team, which I think they're going to do because, well, no Joe Burrow.
That is stupid. That is stupid to hear the Giants in first place. That is literally sickening. I mean, they aren't good. Now this is a team that is not good. All right, this is a team that is not good. Again, I could only name like 4 players on their team in total. They aren't good. I think they will beat the Bengals, though. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate what happened to Joe Burrow. It really is.
Yeah, although I sense the white Deshaun Watson effect. I sense that you know how Deshaun Watson had that knee injury in practice that destroyed his rookie season. I think Joe Burrow will bounce back just like Deshaun Watson did.
I hope so. I really do. It's unfortunate the Bengals really need to put an O-line around him because their O-line right now is atrocious.
Yeah, he's been getting rocked even before that injury.
Mm-hmm. All year.
Rocked.
All year.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, he's been getting rocked. But how about this for a divisional game? Titans-Colts, rematch of that Thursday night game that was a tad bit underwhelming. I think the Titans will win this. The Titans will win. Okay, I'm confident about that.
Confident? Wow. I wouldn't go as far for me in saying I'm confident, but I'm gonna go with the team I like more and I have more faith in. I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Yeah, because I'm looking at. I mean, if the Colts were fully healthy, I'm picking the Colts, no question, after what they did to the Titans in Nashville. But DeForest Buckner, Jonathan Taylor on the COVID list. Yeah, those are some key losses, and I think the Titans got their fair share of, their fair share of knowledge of what those two can do for, the Colts defense, during a game. And without those two, and those are two really key players, by the way, I don't think Indianapolis will win this game. I think they'll give up the division lead this time around.
I agree. I think the Titans will take this one, but I do think it will be close.
Yeah, I don't expect a 20-point game, but I mean, hey, let's give a shout out to the Colts for beating the Packers.
Yes, yes.
That's rule number.
I know you guys didn't hear this, but off the podcast, I picked the Packers and I switched my pick last second, and I know Jotham was happy that the Colts won, so congrats to you. I'm fine with it too. I'm not a Packers fan, so I'm good with it.
I snatched 2 OT games from you. That was probably my best week of picks this year, even though I went 500.
Hey, I decided to switch up a few picks last second, and I'm completely fine because I almost very, very close to get in those two. But it's all right. It's all right.
Very close. But yeah, Teddy Bridgewater returns to Minnesota. I know this game is not exactly a headliner, but it's definitely interesting to see Teddy Bridgewater back in Minnesota with a different uniform, though.
I really think the Panthers are a reincarnation of like the 04 Patriots. No, I'm kidding. Just because they blew out the Detroit Lions 20-0, shut them out for the first time since 2009, or the Lions' first shutout since 2009, which was Matthew Stafford's rookie year, and they didn't just get shut out by Teddy Bridgewater. They got shut out by a former XFL quarterback. How? This is why Matt Patricia needed to get fired. But let's not degrade the Panthers' performance and their season because, they haven't had a bad season. They haven't had a great season. Neither has the Vikings. But this is, in my opinion, kind of an ugly game. I'm not.
Yeah, it could definitely be good, but on paper, doesn't look all that good. The Panthers, they've really regressed ever since I hopped on their bandwagon, and then the Vikings have just been a huge disappointment. I thought they were back in the playoff race after they beat the Bears, and then they lose to the Cowboys. That's a red flag. That is a red flag.
I don't know. They're. I don't know if the Vikings are good or bad. I don't think they're great. I think they're mediocre. But I think I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
I agree because look, I think Teddy's hungry. I think Teddy is hungry. I'm talking 300 yards and 3 TDs hungry. I'm really going there. I think Teddy Bridgewater has some up his sleeve with these Vikings because they abandoned him for Kirk Cousins.
Former Spartan, but it's disappointing because some games he's fantastic. Maybe I wouldn't go as far as saying an MVP candidate, but we've seen him play very, very well, and then we see him lose to the Cowboys and teams of that nature. So it's sad to see. I'm thinking that Vikings fans aren't too high on Kirk Cousins, especially the amount of money they paid him. But it's sad to see. It really is. I always hope for the best for Kirk, but it's not really looking good in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's just not, man. I just don't know why they paid him that much money.
I liked him so much on the football team. He was good on the football team.
Yeah, he was really good in Washington as a football team. It's so awkward to say. But, yeah, I mean, it looks like Dalvin Cook has been figured out just a little bit. Just a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see. We both say Panthers. I mean, not a really important game. Basically a game for draft position at this point. Just, But a game that's not really for draft position, this Cardinals-Patriots game, this is a game that the Cardinals have to win. Cardinals have to win this game.
I think it could be a very... I could see the Patriots stealing this one. We saw them steal one against the Ravens, but I don't see the Cardinals losing this. I think that Hail Mary is going to give them all the momentum they need to go for the rest of the season. Honestly, that's what's going to happen, and I'm going to pick them this one.
Yeah, and they know they need this to keep up with the Rams and the Seahawks. They know they need this.
Yeah,
and they'll get it. I think they'll get it. They'll beat the Patriots. Although last time that these two teams played, Cardinals missed a game-winning field goal, and I was hot as a Cardinal. So yeah, that won't happen this time. All right, game of the week: the Ryan Fitzpatrick-led Dolphins versus Sam Darnold and the New York Jets on CBS.
I don't know what they are doing. They put in Tua, which I wasn't the biggest fan of, especially since Fitzmagic was playing at a fantastic level. I mean, he was playing the best I've seen him play in a while. And then they bench him for Tua. Then in the 2-minute situation, they then bench Tua for Fitzmagic. So what they have to figure out this QB situation. I mean, I suppose they can continuously switch, but what is that going to do for your team? That's only going to mess them up. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Miami. I do like the team, though. I really, really do.
I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick is supposed to get the start today because of Tua's thumb. Suffered an injury or something like that. And, I mean, this is basically a gimme game. They better be glad that this game was against the Jets because they should be able to beat the Jets the way they've been playing. If they're for real.
If they're for real, I would hope they would win, and I really hope the Jets go 0-16. I really do. I don't think they're good. I just, at this point, I would not wish my worst enemy to watch a Jets game. Like this is bad. If you're a Jets fan, I'm sorry because this is bad.
Dang, dude,
this is bad. Like that. It is like that, dude. You have to admit it. This is the one of the worst teams I've ever watched.
Dang, but they looked so good against the Broncos on Thursday night. Yeah, right. But yeah, this team is bad. I'm sorry. They had it against the Patriots. They had that game. I wanted them to win that game. I was this close to actually picking them in that game. New York Jets, man. You got a third seat over there?
Yes. Well, for the Jets, yes. For the Jets, sure. We'll leave them an open seat with like gifts of paper bags that can go on the heads of fans all over New York.
Yeah, they'll pull up like, hey, it's been a while, buddy, since we blew you out on Monday Night Football in Matt Patricia's first game.
That's what I was about to say, dude. That's what I was about to say. I mean, all Lions fans should have known the Patricia era was done that night. That night it was over.
Oh my gosh. Freaking guy blown out. Oh my gosh, that game. I don't know how I remember that game for being so bad, but that's just bad. But speaking of bad,
so well.
Yeah, it started off so well with a pick six. And then, of course, in Matt Patricia fashion, just get sliced and diced. It's so sad to see. But Cleveland Browns, I sense 8-3 because they got the Jaguars today.
Yeah, it's sad. I thought the Jags were going to be good. I don't know if Minshew is really like that. I don't. I thought he was like that last year. This year, he's not looking too great.
Yeah, I mean, the Jaguars beat the Colts. That is something that I still cannot wrap my head around. It was the first week of the season, yeah, but I still can't wrap my head around the fact that the Jaguars beat the Colts.
It is quite odd, if I do say so myself. But what's not odd is a Browns win today. They will, like you said, improve to 8-3, and it won't be close.
Yeah,
Not gonna win.
look. I like the Jaguars. Their roster's young. They took the Packers the distance, so I'll give them that.
That is true.
But I think Baker Mayfield might have his prove it game today. Not necessarily like 400 yards or 4 TDs or something like that, but just to prove that he can, consistently play this late in the season with playoff implications on the line.
I agree. I think if you're a good quarterback in the NFL, you should have no problem beating bad teams. I mean, if you can beat bad teams consistently, I think that should prove to anyone that you're an NFL QB.
Yeah. But speaking of QBs,
yes, what a transition. That was fantastic. I already know what you're about to say. Broncos have none.
you know what? Give me that Bronco helmet. I'm signing with the Denver today, baby. I'm signing with the Denver Broncos, baby.
I should go run and get my Peyton Manning jersey.
Oh, you have one?
I have one. I have a white Broncos Peyton Manning jersey. Bro, I think my mom got it for me for when they went to the Super Bowl. Bro,
Which one?
I'm a big not the first one, maybe.
Okay,
I don't think it was the first one. It might have been the first one, but I know I got it around one of those 2 times. I know I wore it for their second one for sure. This is crazy. What does 2020 come? I mean, they're not even going to forfeit the game. They aren't even going to forfeit the game. And they tried to have... What coach did they try to have? They tried to have an offensive quality coach start at QB. A coach. That is hilarious.
That is awesome. This is awesome, bro. I really would love to see how this game plays out.
Me too. I think I might watch this one. I think I might actually turn this one on or the highlights to see what happened, because when stuff like this happens, I love it. I love it. I love when crazy stuff like this happens when there's no quarterback. And usually when there's no quarterback, that person, I think, I forgot his name, but a former QB at Wake Forest, a wide receiver now, he's going to be starting. And I think usually when a QB comes out of nowhere and steps up, usually it like sparks like good games, like consecutive good games. Maybe he'll start next week if he plays well.
Yeah, this should be very fun. I'm going to be loving this. But you know what? I will say this. I think the Saints will still win. But imagine if the Saints lost this game.
You know what? This could ruin my entire my predictions for the day. I'm going to take the Broncos. For what reason? I don't know. It's going to happen.
I really would love to see this. I really wouldn't mind being wrong here. I'm going to take the Saints, but I would not mind the Broncos winning this game because I want the memes. I want them. I'm
going to take one for the team. I'm going to go Broncos. Do I think they're going to win? No, probably not.
But Hail Mary pick.
Yes, I'm Hail Marying the pick. I think they are going to win this one. Maybe. But I'm picking them.
Oh, that should be fun. All right, enough of this Broncos helmet. We're going out west, even farther west. The 49ers and the Rams. This matchup wasn't the best it could have been with all the 49er injuries, but hey, you never know. The 49ers were the 29ers, and they still beat the Rams, so who knows?
Yeah. The 49ers, it's really sad. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl last year. They were a fantastic team. You picked them to win it. And now look where they're at. It's crazy how far they've dropped. Drastic. Like this is a drastic drop, not a tiny drop. Usually teams who go to the Super Bowl are still competitive the year after. This team is it's sad. It really is. And I think the Rams will take this one. It's kind of crazy to see the Rams are 7-3. They don't seem like a 7-3 team. You would think they would have they are good, but usually I don't see them as a contender for the Super Bowl. I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. I think they're a good team. It's kind of crazy. Usually, this is a type of team I would expect to have 4 or 5 losses by now, but 7-3. I think they will win this one and improve to 8-3. I see them similar to the Browns. I don't see them. I mean, they have the same record. I don't see them as a true Super Bowl contender, but I see them possibly making some noise in the playoffs. Possibly.
Wow, I did not expect you to sit here and say that you didn't see the Rams as a Super Bowl contender. That was deep. That's deep stuff right there, man.
I just don't see it. I mean, I feel like they need more weapons. I really do. I feel like they need another key piece, and then maybe they'll be there.
Well, this year they got, Cooper Kupp back.
He's been good.
Yeah, he's been very good. He wasn't, available for that Super Bowl run, which if he would have been available, the offense definitely would have needed him. So, but, yeah, he's been very good. The offense has been very, very efficient. I mean, it's been a bounce back year for the Rams after last year's disappointing debacle. Just Joker. But I think they'll beat the 49ers. I'm going to take the Rams today to get payback for that embarrassing, soft Sunday Night Football loss back in October?
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I think the Rams will take this one, even though San Francisco has won 3 straight against the Rams.
Oh, that's a good stat. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. That is a long time since the Rams beat them. I did not know that. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Okay, we got ourselves a game here. Okay, but how about Brady versus Mahomes for a 4th time in NFL history?
This is going to be a really good game. This really is going to be. You hope not. You hope it's a blowout.
Dude, I hope I am wrong. But I think the Chiefs are going to mop the floor with the Bucs. I think the poop deck is going to get swapped. I mean swapped. I'm sorry. I don't have any faith in the Buccaneers right now. I really don't.
That is quite interesting. I will say that. That is, I mean, you could be right because the really good teams that they have faced, they've either played quite well or really bad. There's been no in between. And I think this is going to be the best team that they have faced. And I don't think it will be a blowout. I think it will be a very competitive game. I could see it going either way. But as I say every single week, never bet against Mahomes. Never.
Yeah, I know that pick was very contradictory to what I'm used to doing. But I just can't with Tom Brady right now. This is not good. The way he's been throwing interceptions has been just mesmerizing. Game.
He kind of reminds me of Phillip Rivers. Remember the other year in San Diego? I don't think he cared. At that point, he was like, someone's out there. Toss it up. Intercepted.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers was just lame ducking that thing last year for Los Angeles. Ugh. My gosh, I wish the Chargers were really, really, really good again. But yeah, dude, I don't have any faith in the Bucs, man. I'm sorry. I mean, that defense, I have a bad feeling they're gonna get 50 burgered. I have a bad 50? Feeling. I'm sorry, bro. I am sorry to say, unless the Chiefs give them mercy and run the football and run that clock. But I just feel like they're gonna have them long drives that they had against the Raiders. I mean, and the matchup algorithm matches this. I know I just said completely scientific stuff, but look, the Bucs blow out the Raiders. The Chiefs beat the Raiders slightly. So I don't know. This could turn out to be a decent game because the Bucks beat the Raiders more badly than the Chiefs did. So I don't know. And the Raiders are a really good football team too. So I don't know. But I just have a bad feeling in my gut that Mahomes is going to come out there and just gun and just gun out the Buccaneers. It's going to
I could see it. I could definitely see it, but I'm still going to stick with the Chiefs. I still think it will be a close game.
Okay, I really do hope so, man. But I'm really high on Mahomes right now. I'm really riding high on them Chiefs right now, man. Oh, but we got a playoff rematch, believe it or not, on Monday Night Football. Yes, this was a playoff rematch. Seahawks and them Eagles.
It's gonna be. Ew. Why do they keep on putting these bad teams like the Eagles? No one wants to watch the Eagles. No one, I guarantee, no one wants to watch Carson Wentz. I don't. I'm sorry. I mean, I thought I honestly, I still think they should have kept Nick Foles, but you know,
Carson Wentz could be the future.
But I still think Eagles fans love Carson Wentz. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't think he's great. I think he's too injury prone. I don't think he's really that good of a quarterback. But you know, I think the Seahawks are going to take this one very, very easily. Not an Eagles fan. Don't think they're good.
You know what? I just have a feeling that the Seahawks are going to slack off on this one, even though they got Hyde and Carson back at running back. I have a feeling that they're just going to make this much closer than it should be. But I'm still going to take them to win the game because of Russell Wilson.
That's fair.
Russell Wilson is greater than Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Let's get that out of the way. That is not.
Wait, are you sure? Do you really think Carson Wentz is worse than like an MVP, like contender? I mean, come on. Russell Wilson, not even that good. I'm kidding. Don't clip that. It's going to sound bad. Watch someone clip that and like actually take me seriously. No, Carson Wentz.
Dude, that'd be so bad.
No, Carson Wentz, not good. Obviously, Russell Wilson, MVP candidate.
It's so sad because Carson Wentz was an MVP contender himself.
Yeah, until he got hurt, as he usually does.
Oh my gosh! It somehow he still has a ring. Okay, that's Monday night. But we also got a game on Tuesday night, believe it or not. Yes, Tuesday night football, baby. You know, I'm not gonna lie, as a fan, I love Tuesday night football games, even though they are there for the wrong reasons. But
don't see them often, no.
Ravens Steelers. I mean, it's still Ravens Steelers, bro.
I don't see the Ravens even getting close. I mean, they won't even have Lamar, so. Or two running backs. I mean, come on.
Yikes! It's getting bad. This is getting bad for the Ravens, man. They might not make the playoffs after that season, that 14-2 season. No. Oh, and you know what? The Steelers can clinch the division with that win because look, they already beat the Ravens once. If they beat the Ravens again, Steelers will be 11-0. And the Ravens would be 6-5. The Steelers would have the tiebreaker because they swept them, and they have 5 games left to go. At worst, the Steelers can be 11-5. At best, the Ravens would be 11-5, but the Steelers have the tiebreaker. So then they would clinch the division. So basically, this is a division clincher for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which they've been getting screwed by the NFL all year long. Let's be honest. They've had half of their bye week shredded, and then they've had their mini bye week absolutely destroyed. But, I mean, that's literally 5 extra days to wait for the game that they should have played last Thursday, but then they got to play Tuesday, then they got to turn around and play next Sunday. That is tough.
Yeah, and I still don't understand how they are undefeated. This is still insane to me. It really is. I don't get it. I think it's quite crazy. I don't understand. But, dude, I could see him going undefeated. I really could. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, one game left against the Browns, a Monday nighter against the Bengals, which I don't know why they did that. I mean, yeah, I could easily see them getting that number 1 seed in the process as well. I want to see the Chiefs in the wild card. That'd be very awesome. And then I mean, it all just points to Steelers Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Oh baby,
That'd be a good game. I'd love to see that.
oh my goodness, that'd be so good. And I saved the best for last because Mitchell Trubisky is back. Packers finna. Oh,
You're not looking forward to this one, huh?
dude. I feel like the defense is gonna keep it close, but the offense is gonna just make it so hard to watch. Unless Trubisky has like 100 yards rushing, like he's the white Mike Vick. Oh,
Or if he looks like he's playing the Lions, because apparently he's Tom Brady against the Lions. But nonetheless, dude, I don't know. This is I don't like this game. My two rivals, I don't like it. I guess I'll have to go with the Packers because I think they are a better team.
yeah, that's pretty much all you need to say. It took 34 points for the Colts to beat them. We haven't even gotten to 34 this season. And the only time we've dropped 30 was against the Atlanta Falcons.
And a comeback too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a comeback, but it was against the Atlanta Falcons. Other than that, we haven't reached 30 since.
Bro, it's kind of funny. The Lions have made you guys look bad all year. That drop in the first game, and then to see how bad the Falcons looked against the Lions when Todd Gurley ran into the end zone. So that comeback made it look so unimpressive for the Bears, dude. The Lions they have really made your wins look kind of bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of wins that we shouldn't have had. Shouldn't have beat the Lions. Shouldn't have beat the Giants, quite frankly. We didn't deserve to beat the Giants. Look, if the Giants had Saquon, they'd win division. Okay? And they could still win the division without him. But if they had Saquon, it's lock. With the way the season progressed, it's lock. So we should have lost to the Giants. Should have, frankly, lost to the Falcons. We should have started 0-3, to be quite honest with you. The Panthers win, that was a decent win. Okay, that's a legitimate win. And then I don't know. I don't know. 500. We're 5-5.
I see you as a 500 team as well. I don't see you under 500. I see you as just meh.
Just 500.
Yeah.
Because our defense is above 500. Our offense is below 500. And there you go. That's your 500. Yeah. That's that.
It's kind of crazy to think you guys were once a Tom Brady candidate to get him. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
I think weren't you at like top of the list too?
I'll say top 5 at the best. But
that's crazy.
Dude, yeah, that's absolutely insane. But yeah, dude, that is week 12. Wow, there's definitely some good games on tap. You know how last year college basketball was insane with all those upsets?
Yeah.
We've already got some. Bro, Virginia, I knew Virginia and Villanova were just a tad bit overrated.
I agreed. I 100% agree. I mean, the Villanova, they lost their best player, Sadiq Bey, to the Detroit Pistons. And he really was a key to their success last year. He was the glue guy. He was the 3-and-D guy. He would hit a 3, run down, get a block, you know what I mean? So that is a tough loss for them. As for Virginia, I mean, they got Sam Hauser, the brother of Joey Hauser, the 2 transfers from Marquette. He missed a tough shot at the end, but San Francisco, are they what happened?
The San Francisco Dons. The Dons. I mean, I guess they're not terrible, but I mean, I don't know.
I heard they might be on the rise. I mean, I know you probably don't know much about them. I know I do not know much about them. Who knows about San Francisco? That's not a team you really think about. But as for Virginia Tech, I'm not surprised at all by their upset because
they did it again.
Huh?
They did it again.
They did it again. Last year they beat Michigan State. Last year they beat Michigan State at the Maui Tournament Invitational, and they are the team that does the upsetting.
Yeah, apparently that's exactly what goes on because I mean, I guess Virginia Tech is the early season upset central of college basketball.
Yeah,
You do.
it is pretty crazy. I don't know though. I think you are right with your Villanova and Virginia assumptions.
To think they actually got first place votes over Gonzaga and Baylor.
A lot of people love to hate on Gonzaga because they play no one, which is, I still think if you can go undefeated playing no one, you're a decent team. I mean, we'll have to wait and see until you play your conference tournament and then obviously March Madness. But up until then, same with college football. If you manage to go undefeated in a season, you're good, no matter what conference you're in.
Yeah, that's just cardinal rule. Like if you go 36-0, you go 36-0.
Like that's impressive. That you can't see many other teams doing that. It takes skill to be that good.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know what? I mean, it's going to be so unpredictable this year. I really am excited. I really do want to see some things because isn't the Champions Classic on Tuesday with Michigan State versus Duke and Kentucky and Kansas?
Sure is. This one's going to be quite interesting. Michigan State, from what I've seen, they look really good. Obviously, they lost Cassius Winston and Xavier Tillman, but they have Joshua Langford back, and it's really great to see. It's been 2 years since he stepped foot on a court, and he looks good. He looks very good.
Oh, I like it, man. I really do want to see, get reintroduced to these teams because I mean, who knows what to expect in this season. I mean, everything just got neutralized. It's going to be an empty Cameron Indoor. That's going to be so awkward.
Yeah.
It's not.
Dude, I don't know. Duke has only played one game. I think it was yesterday, and I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you who they have. They lose all of their better players every year, and then they get obviously a returning class. They lost some good players. Michigan State lost some good players. I think this one is up in the air. I don't think it's going to be as good as many people expect because of there isn't many like top named players. But hey, if it happens, if a good game happens and Michigan State easily pulls it off, I'll be happy.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some good games on tap. Illinois and Baylor. That's a nice matchup right there.
Illinois almost got upset. I think they're rated too high. I really do. I think
really?
At 8, I think they're too high. I don't think they proved themselves. They almost lost to Ohio, but granted, Ohio had a player who had a fantastic story. If you haven't looked it up, look up Ohio player. I completely forgot his name, unfortunately, but he dropped 31, and I'll give a quick insight on his story. He played on the C team in high school. The C team, not even A team, and he was able to. I think he didn't even start playing basketball till he's a little bit older. He walked on to the C team in high school and progressed to the A team. Got dropped back to the C team and got a scholarship after he posted highlights on Twitter to Ohio and dropped 31 on the 8th team in the country, the number 8 team in the country, Illinois. That's impressive.
Oh my gosh! Wow. I mean, I was watching the game. I saw this dude go off for 30, go toe-to-toe with Ayo Dosunmu. But I had no idea he got to this point like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to have to look up this dude. I'm definitely going to have to look him up. And then, of course, Gonzaga versus Baylor. Number 1 versus number 2. That's a good game.
I think we'll have to see if Baylor's really that good. I mean, last year they were pretty good. They were good. They were number 1 for a long time, and we didn't really get to see them in the tournament, which was unfortunate. That was really unfortunate. We didn't get to see a lot of these really talented teams in the tournament, but I don't know.
Penn State could have made a run.
I know, man. It's sad, but I don't know. I think this should be a good game. I think I'm going to be a Gonzaga fan, not a bandwagon. I'm going to enjoy watching them for the rest of the year. I want to see them win a national championship. I really do.
I think they will. I mean, I really do like how their teams consistently look, over the years. And Mark Few,
Good coach.
Astounding head coach.
Yeah.
Astounding. Yeah, that this college basketball season should be insane. I'm gonna really enjoy it, even though there's no just ringing around your television. I'm gonna miss that so much. Oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be missed. But hey, college hoops, baby.
We're back.
I do want to mention the MLS. Look, the playoffs have been insane. They have been insane, Drew. You and I have actually been watching them consistently.
Yes.
It has been insane.
I have enjoyed myself. I have never honestly really watched the MLS playoffs before. This year was the first year I really started watching soccer. I mean, I would watch for the World Cups, and those would be fantastically entertaining. Like, those would be really, really exciting. But this year was I watched a majority of Orlando City's games. Obviously, Orlando native in me. I really have enjoyed watching, and every game has been exciting. I mean, this is the first year that Orlando City really has been good, and which it makes it good timing, I guess, to start watching. And hey, they're making a run in the playoffs, and today this is going to be a good game. I'm kind of nervous though.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's a home game.
Yeah.
Against the 8th seed, but the 8th seed just beat the 1 seed. So what happens with the 4 seed? I don't know.
I don't know. And last game, I don't think any game is going to get as crazy as what we saw last. Was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday, dude.
Yeah,
Rodrigo Schlegel, a defensive whatever the position in soccer. I'm really not familiar with positions or any of that in soccer, but I know he played defense, and he was a really good defender all year. The Orlando City, their best goalie, gets kicked out of the game because apparently he stepped off the line, which I saw multiple times the rest of the day. Nevertheless, he gets kicked out of the game, and they have to put a position player in goalie, steps up, makes a game-winning save. Orlando City wins, goes on to their second ever playoff game. That happens today against the New England Revolution. Dude, this is a hyped up game, dude. I'm so excited.
What a story, bro. This is insane. I mean, New England didn't even need that much stress to beat Philadelphia. Not nearly as much as we thought.
Which is scary. Which is scary.
Yeah, that is. I mean, the way they just shut down Philadelphia was just. I don't know. I hadn't seen them that bad, even though I've never seen them before. It was definitely not supporter shield type play from Philadelphia, but I mean, hey, we'll see if it was really the Revolution shutting them down, or Philadelphia just not trying and boasting that supporter shield too much.
I don't even think Pedro Galese, the Orlando City's goalie, is even going to play today, because he got a red card. So this could either go very great or awfully bad. I don't know. But hey, we also saw a pretty exciting game between the Portland Timbers and FC Dallas. That was insane.
The entire play. There's been 4 shootouts so far in the first round.
Multiple extra time games.
Dude, these playoffs. I'm telling you, these playoffs have been insane. I mean, going to extra time in soccer seems common because it's such a low-scoring game, but this is entertainment at its finest. I'm loving this, dude.
Yeah, I mean, most people think soccer's boring, but hey, I think whoever says that should turn on these playoffs and watch, because they have been so fun and exciting to watch.
Yes, it's definitely been a joy, man. Definitely been a joy, and I can't wait for more. I can't wait for more.
I can't either, dude. We got a few more weeks of this. It's gonna be sad when it ends, though. But hey, at least we have next year as well, and I will be watching Orlando City.
Yeah, man. I want to hand out some MVPs and some LVPs. My MVP, I gotta say Sarah Fuller for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, hey, that was But she definitely broke barriers. That was really cool. Unfortunately, I really wanted to see them get the opportunity to kick a field goal. Come on,
Yeah.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but Vanderbilt is so bad, apparently. They can't even get her in position. They were turning it over on downs, 3 and out, punt,
Wasn't
fumble,
it like 31-0? Terrible.
41
41-0. Oh my gosh, yeah.
against Missouri.
She didn't even get a chance to kick it off twice, unfortunately.
She got one kick and she was done for the day, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, I'm looking at the drive summaries for Vanderbilt. I'm just like, bro, you couldn't even get her in position.
I want to see some points, though. I want to see some points. I think that would be awesome for everyone watching around the world. It'd be really cool.
Let her kick a field goal, man. Just let her kick a field goal, man.
Yeah.
Please. How about your MVP? Was she your MVP as well? You had somebody different.
Honestly, yeah, she was probably mine as well. No one else really stood out to me of that level like that. That's just entire. That's again broke barriers, broke boundaries. I mean, it's really really exciting, really really inspirational to many people around the world.
Yeah, very good, very very. That was so awesome to see. Now for the LVPs. My LVP award goes to Matt Patricia.
You stole mine. At least we can agree on something. He is a terrible coach and he should only be a defensive coordinator. The defensive mastermind. Oh, so good at what he does. Okay, tell me why the Lions had one of the worst defenses then.
Oh gosh. I don't get it. This was like that was an Uno reverse card in terms of production. Just ill. Just ill.
I spoke my piece on it. Terrible coach. He really set the Lions back for many years now. I mean, after they fired Jim Caldwell, they wanted to hire a coach to propel them to the next level. Instead, I mean, Matt Patricia did take them to a level, like 3 levels below where they were at, but, a bad hire. I just hope they get it right next time.
Them boys took the escalator down.
Mm-hmm. At least, and they fired Bob Quinn, the GM, which I'm fine with as well. The Patriot experiment did not work. I just hope they get it right. That's all I hope. I hope they can pull something out of the bag.
Get a gym. The next Sean McVay or something.
Yeah, definitely do not get the next Adam. Real quick, I wanted, how in the world did Matt Patricia get fired before Adam Gase? How?
I don't get it. I honestly don't get it anymore. I mean, Patricia was 4-7. Gase is 0-10 right now.
I don't get it. That's why the Jets are terrible.
I don't understand why they don't want to give up on these bad coaches, man. I really don't.
I do respect the Lions' decision to cut him, even though they have 4 wins. I do really respect their decision to let him go. I really do.
Yes, because it's not about record; it's about flow. It's about expectation.
And the locker room chemistry and all of that, terrible. I mean, if you go on Instagram or any other social media, you can see numerous former Lions come out like laughing, said "You get what you deserve," stuff like that. It's definitely an ugly situation.
Just ill, bro. I don't like it at all. Four weeks ago, I did leave you with a trivia question. I know it was a long time ago, but I asked when was the last time Michigan State beat Michigan and Ohio State beat Penn State on the exact same day.
We go out 2016. That's my guess.
You were so close. So close. 2016 was when Penn State beat Ohio State. But it was 2015.
That was and the ball is free, right? Yep.
That was October 17, 2015. Obviously, one game was much more memorable than the other. Ohio State just obviously beat the brakes off Penn State. And then, of course, the infamous, the also infamous, at least for Michigan fans, but for Michigan State fans, it's absolute glory. Just absolute golden glory. Not maize, golden.
You know what I should do? I should get like a frame of those exact words on the call when they did that. Just like, actually no, I should go on like a Word or documents on Google and like type out word by word what the call was and just get a frame and have like the Arial font on my wall. He has trouble. He has trouble with the snap and the ball is free. I'm gonna put that on my wall.
Oh, so that's gonna be a framed meme for you.
Not even a meme. That's just greatness. That's greatness in a frame.
Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is there. I'm gonna go ahead and cheat and do two trivia questions.
That's completely fine with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cheat a little bit. I'm gonna ask how many times were top 5 teams beaten by unranked teams in the 2019-20 college basketball season last year?
Definitely quite a lot. I do remember that. Quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess definitely double digits. That's gonna be my guess. Somewhere in double digits.
Double digits. Yeah, that's a pretty fair assumption. That is a very fair assumption. Yeah, they were upset left and right. Oh my gosh.
I was a part of many.
I mean, we've already had 2 this year, so it looks like they're on their way to doing that again. But yeah, last year, I don't know if this year can top last year.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait and see. But yeah, dude, we talked about it a lot today. It's really good to be back, though.
It is. I mean, hey, we went 1 hour and 21 minutes, and I had a lot of fun. That was a very quick hour and 20, but hey, this is fun.
Yeah, it definitely gets us, closer to kickoff. Definitely gets us very hyped for whatever's going on a sports Sunday. Anything, everything, I should say.
Let's go.
Especially during the fall. But now that it's approaching the winter, yeah, we're definitely gonna have our hands full.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's my turn. Same time next week. Question mark.
Oh wow,
Question mark.
You turned the tables on me.
I did.
Oh wow. Oh, okay. I'm new to the outro game, so forgive me here.
Go ahead.
Well, if you guys enjoy, please be sure to leave a comment, a like. If you're subscribed, if you're watching on YouTube, give us a 5-star rating. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, any other streaming device on the planet. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. This has been Top of the Stand. This is Andrew Hale, Jotham Israel. See you guys next week.
You killed that. That was good.
Yeah, not bad for a rookie.
No, not at all.